From
Wagwan. I think would take the first 2 minutes to share the link. So,
yeah.
Wait, where are we live on?
We're live on Elevated TV Sports.
It's not reflecting your live.
not sure for group.
Don't worry, we'll pick up. I mean, it's at our pace. We're here to chill and enjoy.
Okay.
I don't see myself. Okay, first sit down way before we get into the nitty-gritty. Thank God for, we never even start live. Kusman don't drop comments. Thank God for Johnny Messi's bro.
You don't want it to go
Good. God.
Okay, I've not gone live there.
Have you gone live?
Yes. We're live now.
Okay.
We personally the drop comment already.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Alright, so I think this is the time for us to share the live first. But I won't go post my own link.
Okay, let's do sharing of live.
Before we start. Welcome. I think we have 8 people watching.
No, put on. You go put out for group now. Share out for the group. Then we'll all move forward.
We have 8 people watching. Welcome. You are set for some 1 hour plus of gists and fun. Share the link. And we are live.
You're not talking now.
We are live now as we recap day 1 of our Afcon Morocco trip.
Send it here.
Oh, this one is on my own. This thing. People should do your own caption.
Send out for the group now.
They do.
I've sent the link now.
So just compose
Okay.
what you want to compose.
Oh yeah, now start.
All right. Hi guys, welcome to. Hi, this is Big Brother. Welcome to the diary session. I'm active now, guys. You guys help me do Hallelujah ×3. The enemies thought they could take my voice, but Mercy said no.
Turn you to ninja.
Testimony time, blessings time. The enemies thought
Ninja or bandit.
na bandit.
The bad people go say something. Say, "Tomo deba debi every man back."
I said, if you reach where fear go catch. If you dey do big boy, but you get some kind places.
No, it's like when we reach bros the from
Strong man. Yes, now. That's
Until I started. At what point did you know you started feeling cold? It was that morning when I was going to look for the bus. So
yeah.
I think my mistake was that underestimating the rain. The fact that we were already cold. Like it's like there was a storage deposit of cold in my body, but I didn't take it. I mean, I've lived in cold region. I lived in Russia. I've lived in Canada. So I underrated the first cold. When I went outside going to look for the bus, I think it was Jamie that went with me. What I didn't notice was I did normalize in reverse. I didn't do it. I didn't turn. I didn't have.
You don't do like me when first reach.
I didn't have the time to do like 90 degrees or 180 degrees turning, then run in. I went at full speed, like, you know my way now, get involved, like everybody need to go to apartment. Let me just go get a bus. We wasted too much time in this. First say for the lady already. Be humble. First give me Haaland. Guy, be humble. Now first you day. This is the first capital of Morocco. When you come here, you bow to the gods. You give what this is that. Because the thing hits me. My whole body went into Nokia 3310 vibration mode. Like I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, wait.
Speed, I take back.
Alright guys, so welcome to our diary session for today. We promised when we had our first episode 2 nights ago, that was Thursday 18th, that we're going to try to make this a regular thing because we realized how much we loved this. It was really fun, you know. If you guys just into like the BTS, if we're not able to film our BTS, we can at least just gist you guys about it. You guys, the inner circle.
Yeah.
So, you know, those that would get the videos will get the professional side of the crew, but you guys that are joining the live will get the BTS, the gist. We're not very serious with anything. You guys can keep us company because, to be honest, we need company in this cold weather. A lot has happened in the last 24 hours, guys, and you guys can see. I think the first obvious thing that you guys will notice is that there's a change of fashion sense in this crew, right? So before our first session on Thursday, you know, I was wearing shorts. Who else was wearing shorts? Everybody was still casual. Bros wore just a jersey, you know. But you must say just they calm. Well, guys, there's been a transformation. Everybody say power. Power has changed hands. Power has changed hands, my guys. So, guys, we are currently in Fez. This is around. This is 9:41. So we're gonna be with you guys for the next an hour plus, chatting about a lot of things from serious to unserious. We'll talk about our journey. We'll talk about some of the things we've experienced, culture shock, and no, we've not experienced culture shock. We've only experienced weather shock. And also, Patrice Mosepe, the president of CAF, had a live session today. So we're going to also discuss some of the good and bad side of the things that were there. There's been lots of news that have been making the rounds. And we can also be the first to break that down to you because there's been some recent developments that would reshape what African football is like. Yes, I believe so. So let's start from the casual to the serious. So we'll start with the fact that we got to Casablanca last night. Okay, we have a first-time flyer in the crew. Yeah, first-time flyer. So let's start with him. Timothy, how was your first flight?
It was nice. When we got into the plane, I was told that I was sitting by the window. I liked it because, okay, you've seen people post window views and they could catch a few things, which I did. I think I put them on the page and on the diary on the website if you go there.
Yeah. Before we continue, Timothy is our writing hand, is our hands on this trip, so and you guys so he has dropped the first diary. It's going to be treating you guys to lots of like very nice articles. So while you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can also join the conversation on the website
www.elegbetedtv.com.
elegbetedtv.com. So yeah, continue what you're saying.
Yeah, so like I said, I think I liked the when I was told I was going to sit there, I liked the fact that I was going to sit there, but when power changed and like like you said, I don't know, but there was this sudden cold that came, not extreme, of course not extreme like what we experienced in Fez, but the way it was treating me was not nice. And I was directly, it was facing...
That was AC.
Yeah, it was as if the fan was like blowing directly on my head, and then I had to turn on my hoodie, put it on my head, and before I knew it was still coming, and I was looking at the way I was going to probably close it. You know, there are this AC that you can close and all that, but I don't see him. I call it like, if I go press...
It is in a Uber. You won't close down.
In my head, I was like, if I go do one thing, if it's spoil, waiting go happen. Shall we go fall and be? So I don't say...
Wow, fall again. That's bad.
Like, let me just enjoy. I enjoyed it, and because of it was my first time, I really did not normally, I saw many people sleeping, and everybody were just relaxed. Not like I was tensed, of course, but
But you
I
feel
mean,
like if you sleep, if you go.
no, it wasn't like that. But
Because you are easy.
They agile to keep the plane flying.
it wasn't like that. But I mean, there was just that. I don't want to say nervousness. There was just that feeling that okay, let me just stay away.
Understand you, to
And
be
then the map in front of me, I kept checking.
You go sweet to watch. You go
I noticed I noticed a few times, and on the article also I also put it there. I put it on my notes when I was when we got to Benin, when we passed the Niger River, Mali, and all of those.
monitor though.
When we ate, I mean, when I got my food, sorry, I noted it and.
Oh, it's true. Let's talk about that food though. Did you eat the food?
Worst food ever.
In the flight? I ate it.
Worst food ever on a plane for
No,
me.
there was no chicken or beef this time.
But
Worst food ever.
for me,
was breakfast now.
Yeah, it was just breakfast. I like the omelette though, so
I like the egg.
That omelette, you like it?
yeah.
I don't like it. Even the yam, is it yam or potato?
No, I like it to be honest.
Mine is potato and
Only the
egg.
bread. Only the bread.
Is it bread or egg?
No, there's bread.
Yeah, there's bread
Yes.
and this thing. They don't give you that one.
Yeah, give me that one.
Ah,
Okay.
now everything good deal. It is inside the tray now.
after eating everything, I mean, what was tomato doing there?
Yeah.
I mean,
There was bread there, there was bread.
It's healthy.
There was bread.
Tomatoes are very healthy to eat, even as raw as they are.
But I did not eat it and I dropped it. Then I finished my aftertaste with the Olandia yogurt they gave us.
Yeah.
But Jamiu did not take. I mean, if you say there's one thing that you take on that plane, I would have said it was the Olandia. But I
At least
mean,
you are used to that one. Your taste buds.
Mhm.
But Jamie came out to say that he didn't.
No, I tasted it, but I didn't.
I gave my juice to you.
Yeah,
right?
to me now.
Not because I didn't like it, but I mean, doctor's prescription, doctor's order, not the prescription, doctor's bully.
All right. So I think it was really. Our flight to Casablanca was really cheap. One that we took pictures at now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one we all walked. That the producer
Yeah,
captured.
that's even the first one. Yeah, that was the first
He
one.
gave me an this Olympic vibe. You know this Olympic if athletes are coming out in groups. Doing the tunnel and they have the flag behind. You know, he gave that vibe like you're coming out. Team
for
Nigeria
athletics,
is coming out.
Yeah,
Exactly,
athletics. They call their name.
They come out and the whole
In
backdrop.
lane 8,
you
the
know,
reigning world champion.
That was
Usain Bolt.
For me, I love the flight experience. You know, looking at the fact that I missed the last Afcon in
They explain the flight where you say Lagos to
Lagos to
Casablanca. Casablanca too.
I don't notice anything when they come to.
Because they notice
Broadcast
later.
they freeze. We're really sorry, guys.
Yes.
The internet is, dealing with us as well. Make them Jamie and Kalejai show for video too small now. Don't worry. Jamie is here. Kalejai doesn't like.
Kalejai does not like video.
Doesn't like video.
Even pictures.
I'm going to answer all of the other questions.
I put myself for the real now.
Okay, I'm sure you do for it.
Raju, don't worry. Somebody's asking about Joy. I'll give you update on Joy. Stay updated for the update on Joy soon. We have breaking news on Joy, so I'm going to give you guys breaking news.
You don't say.
Also, any member going for the opening ceremony? Yes, I would give you that update before we finish. So we're talking about the flight from Lagos to Casablanca. I think for me also, I remember when we were going to Morocco in July and we entered Egypt Air, and bros kept telling me that this is even like really small compared to what international flights are like, because on our Egypt Air it was 3 to the side, 3 to this side, right?
There was no mid-range.
There was no mid-range. So entering to this one and then seeing that it was like a very large
Was
that Airbus?
Is it Airbus they call it?
380.
Yeah, so there's like middle road, and so it was really very big.
9 road total.
Yeah, nine in the row. So, Ima, you were saying?
Yeah, so I loved the experience. I mean, when we landed at the Casablanca airport, it was, at that time you say, okay, you don't arrive.
Work don't reach.
Work don't resume. This is it. This is the moment.
All the plenty talk.
All the plenty. It's time to put them
go down.
Put them into work. I loved every bit of it. Then moving out. the train ride, going to get accreditation. I mean,
you're already jumping our gist. You're jumping ahead of our gist.
Flight.
Let's take a flight.
I love the airports. I mean, especially I love the airport in Fez. Actually, I love the structure.
What do you love about the airport? That there's nobody saying Alpha Bros.
Or in Casablanca.
No, I
in
love
Casablanca.
the Fez airport. I love the Casablanca airport, but there's just something that struck me about the structure of the Fez airport. How it was, built. I love seeing.
You jump the story. We still do Casablanca. You don't reach first.
I'm just trying to describe, the whole flight process and all that. But it was good. Enjoyed every bit of it. There's just something that dawns on you when you move places. When you move around cities, especially places where you've never been to before. It's my first time in Morocco as well, so it's something I've been looking forward to. So far, it's been a great experience. I underrated the code as well, but it's really
we'll talk about that first code. So, guys, when we landed in Casablanca, I felt like the code, it was cold, right? But it still felt really casual. It felt like the kind of code that you'd get in Amatan, in the original Amatan days of Lagos.
On a rainy day.
The original days of, because what we are seeing now in Lagos, I don't think it's Amatan again. The one where rain they fall on Christmas Day. So when we were growing up, Amatan,
that one that used to crack our lips and give us the Beke.
So you could still cope with the one in Casablanca.
Nobody here knows where Beke is.
So yeah, when we landed in Casablanca, it was really casual.
If you now see something now that does not belong to the direction, you'll be asking us what does it mean?
No, I wasn't.
No, I know.
That thing that happens that you have.
We are not asking you to explain. We're not explaining.
Yes. We call it Beke. I know
you have different names. So guys, we landed in Casablanca around 12 noon, and before we got off was 12, and our connecting flight to Fez. So Fez is where the Super Eagles will be camping. That's where we currently are, and that's where they're going to play all their groups games. It's going from Lagos or your state to the north, right, to Kano, Katsina, the 3Ks, right? So you just be like, if code they catch. That thing I tell you that if you are feeling this kind of code in Lagos, what will you do when you get to Jos? So Lagos was still very casual. We were in Casablanca, and then we had a lot of time. We were supposed to fly by 11 p.m. for our connecting flights. So we decided that, you know what? Why not just go into town? This is better because we have Morocco visa. So backstory to that gist is that when we came in July, we had to transit through Cairo, Egypt. So you're not allowed to go out because you don't even have Egypt visa.
They take your passport.
So they'll take your passport. So they are monitoring you all through everything. But this one, since it's Morocco, we're able to go. So we decided to go our accreditation. That was where the gist got interesting, right? So we got to where to eat. We had, what did you have, Jamie, in the train station? Before we left
at the end of the airport.
At the airport.
Cake that I took.
Sponge cake.
Yeah, sponge cake.
Donuts. Oh, okay. You?
I had one sponge cake.
Don't listen. Ask me about his flight.
No, as bro Sebastian flights. Yeah.
I had sponge cake and I think a little bit of croissant.
Croissant! Guys, me, I've always told you guys, I'm a very safe eater. So I already noted croissant since July.
Eat what you know.
Croissant and tacos, safe food, right?
Man, the internet is terrible.
Internet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling for the people watching. They should be having.
I'm really sorry, guys. To be honest, we're going to get better, right? We're going to get better with we'll figure out the best network to do this because we're really enjoying it, right?
In Casablanca, we did not have issues.
Yeah. So guys, the issue with this network is that we bought our SIM cards at the Casablanca airport.
No, Fez is like a village. So
Fez is like a village. We bought Orange. So, but it's good. We're still on the. Ima, what did you have?
Yeah, one.
But I'm planning to buy another model.
I got croissant as well and pancakes, which I love really well. So, like you said, a safe eater. At first, I need to take what I'm sure because I'm hearing of the croissant. So I said, let me try one of it. But the pancake was really nice. So because
I'm a very good person. The people that followed me with my choice of croissant did not regret it. All right, so we moved on to we got on the train. We're supposed to go get accreditation. It was very smooth. We got accreditation. he pay me say Kalejai don't run come out as we start this issue of train. Kalejai run come out for set. Una always say make Kalejai come on set. He reach this stage now, Kalejai come up for set. May no worry.
I don't drag out for the article, they go see am there.
Make it for there. Anyways, guys, so we took train.
Even when his ancestors remove his slippers to say, do not enter. Kalejai said, no, leave them.
I know, that's enough actually.
Escape to Spain.
That was the
Speak to the mic once again,
That was the one.
Ancestors said,
That was the first warning.
my Odogbolo ancestors, I trust them. I'm not good people. Say, this is not a right move. Move the entire train with slippers they put.
Alright, so guys, let's give the property. So guys, we took train ride from the airport, Casa Airport, to a place called Casa Oasis, right? So Casa Oasis is the closest place to Mohammed V Stadium, where the accreditation center is. So it was really smooth locating Casa Oasis. We already asked. They said, "Oh, 2 stops." We got 2 stops. We got there,
Bosquera
and then
Oasis.
we now go to the next challenge. The next challenge was getting right to the stadium. That has always been like a thing, right? Kalejai, when he was growing up, was supposed to go to Lekeu. He skipped Lekeu, so he could not speak Arabic. You know, Kalejai and Jamiu. Or remember now, we supposed just the flow for here. Say Muslim to Muslim. Salam alaikum. Everything don't go.
They do bad boy afar.
They do bad boy afar because they beat one kid. They run come out. So guys, it's been tough.
Because
I mean, for me, the little French right, Sabi, yeah. Where he eventually got it.
No, he tried.
I have like
when we were going to Mohammed Defeat center where we were going to do accreditation, the guy that took us, him and Nicola had a very good
conversation.
Yeah, it was so good that we even took a picture.
But it was like, you know,
it was broken. It was broken French.
Broken French. It's not the scope they carry, they catch of them. Sometimes Nicola go tell like 2 minutes to boot.
You have to process. You have to process. But yeah, guys, let's keep to the interesting part. So the interesting part is that when we were coming back.
So the part we concern you now not interesting. I get it. Let's go.
The part we
concern you.
Oh, okay.
And your broken French.
No, it was I use scope now. Shall got to where we're going, and then when we're coming back, and also wait. I want us to like discuss this volunteers thing, right? So guys, when we got to the accreditation center, we had like lots of small guys, youths outside the center struggling to get into to like get volunteers. So let's speak about the impact of hosting. I don't want us to go too far so that we don't deviate from our gist, right? But let's just talk about the impact of hosting a competition like this on like different aspects. Let's talk about gaining real life experience. We've seen it with Muga, right? Sometimes, you know, just get little people to just come and help out.
What's that one that
HIFL as well, yes, HIFL as well. But on a grand scale, like something like Afcon, I mean, maybe some of us, you know, Timothy can also talk about internship and getting a chance to like just have something to put on your CV. These kind of competitions, they give you that kind of leverage. Right?
It's something I would always jump at. Not even. I love to volunteer, you know, at my early stages, you know, not just in the sports sector. I just love, you know, it can be tech related. I've volunteered in some. So I've done a lot of voluntary works. You know, I volunteered at some point for social media. I don't know if social media week still happens, but there was one edition I volunteered for. You know, social media week. One of the people directing people where to go, what session, what plenary session they need to go to, direct them in rooms and landmark and all that. So, you know, some tech events. I've volunteered for Tech Plus for like 3 editions, you know, in a row. You know, thanks to Connect Marketing as well. So these are outside sports. So more or less when it's the Afcon, you know, it's something I would always want to jump at. It's a huge experience. You know, sometimes I tell people, you know, it's not. Sometimes this experience can be great. It's not just about, you know, money or you want to earn money from every. Sometimes you volunteer, you get the experience. You know the money will come at some point, but you know there'll be a point in your life. It's all about the experience at that point. Just get the necessary experience, get the necessary value from what you are volunteering for. So, I mean, I love the fact that they were out in numbers. It tells that they really want to do this. when we got there first, we thought, now all these people won't collect accreditation. Why
they started paving the way for us.
Until somebody informed us. I think it was a Cameroonian. There was a guy who told us that they're here to volunteer, not for them. Just go with your letter and you could just pass through. So good to see them come out in numbers, but I mean it's a huge experience. I can tell you for free, if you have an opportunity to volunteer, not just in a sporting event, but a big event that could add value to you, I mean jump at it and get the valuable experience from it.
Alright, so I think sometimes when we speak as journalists on some of these topics outside, people think you're just fighting for your pocket about, the country should be good enough for us to be able to have this event, do this, but it benefits a larger audience, right? We've come here now, we've seen how our apartments, there's a landlord here that's going to make money from, house renting.
Plenty of money.
There's cabmen, there's restaurants, there's volunteers. So for you guys in the watching us right now, when people call out the government or call out the sports guys, it's not just about the football.
Put the numbers. This landlord, for every 10 days we are here, is taking 2.8 million naira from us.
2.8 million naira
for every 10 days.
For every 10 days
that we're here. That's minus the food that we went out to buy, the water that we buy, all of those things that goes into the economy.
Every 10 days.
Now for every 500 dirhams, every money I take from the APTM, how much is that?
35 dirham charge.
35 dirham charge goes to them.
So guys, we're talking about volunteering in addition to like what a country stands to gain. Like see their youth doing things. I met somebody in July. She has commented on my post again to say welcome back or something. She was volunteer quite young. I think she was like 18, 19. We met at the finals. Yeah, I think.
Yes. Rabat.
Yeah, in Rabat. So she was 18, 19 and then she just started this volunteering. I think she's going to do for the Afcon as well. So there's a lot of benefits that comes with like hosting global tournaments like this. There's lots of people, there's the tourism part. People will go to Marrakesh now. People will project Morocco in the way they should, just like what we said on the last episode of the gliders, when you mentioned all of the first that we're doing. So there's a lot that goes into that. So we met so many volunteers who went in. Accreditation process was very smooth. Thumbs up to, we had volunteers that were attending to us. There was volunteers that actually attended to us as well, and so we got that. So now to the what's that word of that game? There's this game that nobody's to run. Tempo run. Yes, it's tempo run. Or that guy that used to jump on trains.
Yeah, it's tempo run.
There's tempo run and there's this one that used to jump on trains too now.
I don't know the game.
But that's tempo run.
No, there's another one.
Subway
Surf. So we're Subway Surfers. Alright, so guys, after getting our accreditation, took a couple of pictures, made videos, and then we're coming back. We go back to the ports and we got tickets. So we were supposed to up on a train that's going back to Casa Airport, which is the airport. Go there on time. We were pretty chill. We even got there very early, around 4 or 5. It was like been just a very chill ride. Get back to the airport and chill ahead of 11 p.m. flight. Only for a spirit to whisper to our production head, Mr. Kalejai, to say, my son,
lead them astray.
That is the train.
Opportunity to go
So we saw a different train, and I think maybe because of the fact that he dropped out from Ileke, he read something else on the flyer, read something else on the train, and in the twinkle of an eye, within like a split second, Kalejai led us into a train. She said, this is the one. Before you know, we entered the train.
And chipping in the slippers just as it was going
as it was leading us to the not promised land.
The right spirit.
That was not
held his leg and said no.
They held his legs and dropped the slippers. We still picked it up. We picked up that slippers for him and gave it to him, and we entered. Everybody chill, we don't sit down. Thank God. But guys, do you guys imagine
I put it in that story like
imagine if that guy did not want to come and sit down on my seat.
Exactly, no.
Which was his seat.
Yes, which was his own seat.
He probably went to use the toilet or something.
So no, he just got in. He was trying to locate his seat.
Oh, okay.
So when he got in, the train had already started moving, and then he saw me. I was like, there are 2 locks in this story. First lock is that he located the seat. Second lock is that he's someone that can speak English.
Yeah. Oh my God. Not like friends.
But like when we entered the second train that was now taking us to our actual location. We now entered that one. We're not sure. But nobody was speaking English to us.
Alright. So basically, the guy now approached me. I was like, "Oh, we are sitting in my seat.
Nice.
Yeah, they're always very nice people. We are sitting in my seat and all of that." And then I looked at my ticket.
You are going to Marrakesh.
And then the guy just told me,
If you know how far Marrakesh is,
"This is not going to airport. This is going to Marrakesh." Guys, for context, right? We're in Casablanca. Marrakesh is like 2 cities, it's state. It's not even city, it's not inside Casa. It's like 2 states away, right? Because the train that came was like an interstate kind of train, more complete, more sophisticated, and all of that. Also, that was the exact train that we took in July. Myself, Joy, Amara, and Susie when we were going to Rabat for the final. So it was really like proper for long distance travel. Guys, to continue the gist, that's how this guy told us that this train is going to Marrakesh, and I might have to stop in the next stop. All right, we're like, oh, next stop is coming soon. Before you know, next stop is like 30 minutes away. Abi, we now started. So this guy bounced me, not bounced, Russia. It's his rightful seat. So I had to stand with our hand luggage, and we're now going to the new. To the place where they dropped us. Guys, this gist, we are laughing at it now. It's not funny because at that point, I think I got cranky, right?
Yeah.
I got cranky at the fact that I would rather.
I actually didn't want to enter that train.
So I would rather miss that train because we're also lucky that we're in a state that functions, right? It's not Nigeria where you're not sure of when next the train is coming. We know that at most every hour there's going to be a train. So I wanted us to be very sure, right? So that's when it got cranky for me. Then we now dropped from that. When the guy said we should drop, I wasn't cranky then. It was when we dropped and we just entered the next one that we saw.
Actually, myself and Edafi, we confirmed from a Moroccan woman who
that
said
was going back to that.
Yeah, that was why
So we got down at that one that was going to Marrakesh. Then they told us to enter another one back to where we were coming from before we not go back to the airport. So this one was even finer, the one we got back, and it was free for us.
It was
double decker self. So it was free. So we entered that one, then we took another 30 minutes.
We met one guy
and then we met one. Can I call him a junkie?
Yes, it's a junkie.
Yeah. So guys, it's not only in Nigeria that we have illiterate, because I mean, if your only language is Arabic, oh no, that's not right.
That's not illiterate.
That's not.
It doesn't have a need to speak English.
It doesn't have a need to speak English, but the guy couldn't even like.
So it was not
it was and
it
was offering us, we just saying all sorts. It was not even understanding.
Next time, let me give advice there. Next time, take it, hold it. You don't have to put it in your mouth. Like I trashed mine.
Yeah.
Because it's in their zone. I saw that thing happen like when I was in Romania one time. Somebody was offering and then I don't want it, and he almost turned into a fight. And then I realized that train station, this guy pushed me into a moving train. I'll die. I had to.
And it was very adamant actually.
Yeah.
Like so he offered me first, and then it was like, I'm like, no. Then he offered bros and was like, you must take it, and then he gave them.
I took it.
And so yeah. Also at the point when we were coming back to Oasis, I was checking the map and we saw that we got to a place called Boscora, and we could have gotten down there to board the train to airport. Please don't pick up. Don't pick up.
No, it's not picking up.
No,
warning of
so yeah,
long time working for so long.
So basically, we now join that train back. So
we now studio. Under it now.
So guys,
no, we run for me.
I sweat a lot.
Now me and Emmanuel be that.
So guys, so because of the rail switching and lots, it now took us longer to get back to Oasis than it took us to get there, to get to wherever we were. We got to the next one, and we got help from a woman that could speak a little bit of English. Told us that it's 2 stops away.
And then she was in pain. I felt for her.
Now let me. There's a backstory to that. The last one that now took us to the airport. Airport. So when we got, when we got down, when we got down. So we I think we.
You have checked online.
Yeah, you have checked online. So we passed the what's called the tunnel down to go.
Wait, before you continue, guys, in Morocco, right? they don't cross the rails.
I mean, they're very
so
strict with
on
it.
any side that you drop, on any side of the rail that you drop, there's an underground.
No, but that's
tunnel.
the
So
normal
pass.
with most countries.
Yeah,
They don't cross
with,
the rail.
yeah.
They
It's
wanted,
not-
some people wanted to do
Now that our own
it
will do
yesterday,
that.
and the man was really
Yeah,
mad
so
at them.
it's not only our own that they are crossing, they are shouting in Osho,
Selling
they're even
on-
selling on it, arena and all of that. Jamie,
So we
continue.
got there, and
So we go back to Oasis, the original train this thing in Casa. Yeah.
so when we got there, we know like online we have checked like okay the next train is 7:08. Then if you don't meet that one, we'll meet
8:08.
8:08. So as I won't go to Oasis, it was
7:13.
no 7:12. Check
Okay.
my watch 7:12. So when we got there, we
A train was leaving.
a train was leaving and Kalidai said
Jai said, that spirit entered K again. And he said, oh,
so we're not in a hurry again.
We actually rushed.
No, we wanted to rush, but when it left, we now went back up. So when we now went back up,
We actually rushed. I was behind. You guys, like some of you guys had run. But when it got to almost climbing up, then the train had gone. Now said we go wait. Then we came back to.
so we now went to the train station boxes, park it up, which is the column, where we buy
the
tickets.
ticket stand, yeah.
The terminal. So now in another people from Wari enter bros.
No. That's the wrong narrative. That's a very wrong narrative. We had agreed that we would take 8:08 train to the airport.
Yes.
So there was no spirit.
Yes.
What happened was an intervention of him going to ask, and when I found out that the 7:08 had been delayed. So
what was there about to be another?
No, I went to go and eat.
No,
I'm a leader of delegation.
He's a
I did.
eat.
Yeah.
And he has spotted a
Spaghetti
spaghetti spot.
Yeah.
So while he was going, that was when
went
you were
to
talking.
Yeah, but that's not any. That one
If
is.
you are going to go and eat that spaghetti,
We
Would
went at 8:08.
we are waiting.
All right, so guys, let me put the story together.
No, that's
so
not the right
basically,
context.
online, when we saw online, we saw that they said the train moves
If you're a
every
leader of delegation, you
every
understand.
eight.
Feed your
So we
people.
had only eaten around 3 p.m. and so we're talking about this is now 7 p.m. and then we're supposed to fly. So current rail systems are electric. You near the track, you get electrocuted. Now locomotive we get for Lagos. Jesus. Now to learn how to use Google Translator, yeah, I started using Google Translator since Abidjan last year, and I think it has helped us a bit here. So to the gist, right? So when we got back to the train station, I was very adamant on the fact that we should not rush and enter any other train,
We got asked
which
questions.
almost happened again.
So this time we don't go ahead the rush hour.
He almost, may no be say the one will go rush enter again.
Nobody go talk to us.
Agadia.
We did Ukraine now. Welcome soldiers. Take a gun.
So at that point, I was really cranky and I was just like, let's just ask, right? So I was also scared of asking, but I just knew that it's money we'll spend at the end of the day. There's no last we'll buy new tickets. So at a point, the Nigerian in me was like, are we trying to cheat the system? Should I show this guy our ticket or not? Right? But I was like, I would ask anyways, whatever happens. If he says the ticket is not valid again,
So
I know
bros.
bros. Do you understand? I know bros will buy a new ticket. So the ticket, the train that Kalejai said is our only train, our chosen train, had gone. So we're waiting to like get new tickets, and then I just spoke to this very nice security guy, asked him if he speaks English, and he said a little bit, and I just started like speaking to him that, oh, we took the wrong train the first time, is our ticket still working? He said no at the first, then eventually I looked at it and said, okay, we can still use it. And then he now told me that the train is not here yet, and as at then it was 7:18, and I was like, so I had to like be very fast with the communication, so I just opened my WhatsApp and typed the time, right? Because we were having issues communicating. It was like 8:09. He was trying to communicate. So I was like, is it 9 minutes after 8 before the next train comes? And I was just like, take my phone and type. So I typed 8:07. He deleted it. Yeah, so he deleted it and just wrote 17H08. So I was like, the time had already elapsed. I was like, yeah, the train has not come yet. So before we know it, we just saw that the train was coming around, and I just spoke to you guys, and that was how we found ourselves back in Casa where we now eventually still went to eat Italian. We had this very nice Italian restaurant. I had pizza, I had tacos, sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah,
I had sandwich.
you had pizza as well.
So,
I think it's also very important that we eat things that have spices because a lot of their food in Morocco is very bland. I learned that from July. So now everybody goes with at least something that is tasty, right? Something that has salt, something that has spice, that has Maggi. That's the word. Anything that has Maggi. Because here in July, I asked our chef in Manzil Hotel for egg. This guy brought me white egg that doesn't have any Maggi. I now put oil, ororo, and like something like curry on it. I say it's egg I want. So that was very important. Now because we still have some important. Before I want us to wrap up the gist before we go to the Motsepe's speech and some of the things that happened. So now let's go to our. Eventually we ate in the Italian restaurant. Then Morocco, because it was a local flight and because their flight from UK to Casablanca was delayed. That was the one Emmanuel Etim was on. So guys, Emmanuel Etim has also joined our team for this tournament, bringing us to currently 7. Emmanuel Etim landed with us, and for guys that are in the football space, Emmanuel Etim is a world-class football commentator. Was with Nigerian Info before he relocated to the UK. One of the best, if not the very best, before he left.
Yeah.
You know, also, I think he also opened a path for so many guys to also want to go into football commentary. The likes of Emmanuel benefited from that. Sammy Bam, you know, Ona, and some of those other guys are, you know, some of the guys that really look up to Emmanuel. So you guys know that. You guys know that we're expecting some very big names to appear on this channel during this competition. Are we good, K?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, so we're still good. So basically, now to the very interesting parts, which I mean, I don't mind getting roasted because
all of us will get
all
roasted.
of us get roasted because I cannot come and die. So guys, Emarok delayed us for a while.
We promised them the truth, so we always give them the truth.
For like an hour, guys. This is the interesting part. Well done, you landed and ready to report Afcon. God bless your efforts. All that you and your team prayed, God has answered them. You will grow and grow.
Amen.
Amen.
I mean, we hit the ground running.
Thank you.
We're reading their names.
Thank you so much, Ire. I don't want to pronounce it the right way, but I think it's Ire. I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much. I mean, we're here to work. Bringing an 8-man team to Morocco is no mean feat. So, you know, guys, I want you to like share your life, share this life. This is your number 1 reports. We're gisting as your gist mates, and we'll still bring you the videos as well. We're trying to make 100k subscribers before this tournament ends, and I believe we'll get it before we go back to Lagos. Yeah, so basically, this is the part where it gets interesting. We got delayed by 12. It was our flight was supposed to be 11:20. At 12, we were still at the airport.
They said 11:50. Then
blah,
after
blah,
that,
blah,
there was no communication
all of
again.
that. So guys, they had told us before that Fez was going to be colder than Casablanca, but I think.
But not like in the way we expected.
Look at all of us here. We're Omolili, we're strong-minded. So, I mean, we felt like it's something we could handle. Everybody had like something thick on. But we now got into the flight. First off, the flight to Fez, it'd be like BRT. It'd be a small.
There's a part of this conversation you're missing that is hurting me.
Which one is that?
Pick it up.
A bus. Normally, if you go to the airport, a bus that is picking you up from the gates will take you close to your plane. This bus went round.
Yeah.
And they dropped us in a place where rain will beat us.
Rain actually beat us.
So I think what happened was that they were not ready, right? They were still offloading because Fez is a relatively small place, so there's not so many people going there. So those that are connecting, that are joining that flight, they had to start moving. We're literally in the bus trying to see when they were. I think this one is even
ramping up.
This one is even nice.
The plane did not drop us. See gates to the entrance of the. You see us call the place. You kept us in Jalingo. You expect us to trek to the walkway.
I thought when
who's done that before?
Do you know that it's even funny that at least this one, when we're going on the flight to Fez, they still allowed us to like be going. You remember in Cairo, they didn't even allow you wait.
Yeah.
They didn't even allow you wait at all because
they
because
didn't
you don't
allow
have
you wait
visa.
out.
So imagine that place where boss dropped us before we got on the flight to the one that's taking us to first. Police would be all around here because they feel like you don't want to go to where you're connecting to.
Okay.
So they are trying to be careful you don't stay in their country legally. So they are monitoring you. At least this one they were just like walk from the bus walk from the bus. I mean, if you are here, you probably already have a Moroccan visa. So I think that's the logic. So guys, it was raining. They dropped us some meters away from the plane, and the plane.
I was the last to come out though.
No, like it was even when we were boarding.
Oh, okay.
When we were boarding the flight to Fez, it was really very small, just one way entrance into it. It was a local flight.
It's a Learjet now.
Yeah, it was a local flight, and so yeah, we go on the flight. We're not very much in there, but yeah, now here's the interesting part of the entire gist.
Person said delaying flight in Nigeria is like everything.
It's like every time thing.
No, this one is not.
It's not a Nigerian flight.
Nigerian flight.
No, you're probably saying that we should have been used to it. This one is from Casablanca to Fez. So I think that wasn't delayed.
No, let me explain one thing about this whole getting used to it. In Nigeria, if you travel frequently locally, you know the airlines that delay flights.
Yeah.
You know them. I don't want to mention anybody's name now. I'm not here to ruin anybody's business. I'm trying to grow my own, and growing my business does not require me destroying another person's business. But we know majority of the people that if you book them, your flight will be delayed. That's one. Two, we also know that prompt flights are in the morning. Evening flights or car park at owner's risk. Yeah. So most of my travels, and the person who wrote that will say, what about you? They just call you to come for a meeting. Well, if you're in Nigeria, the person who's calling you also understand that kind of thing will happen. Most of my flights are in the morning. When I book evening flights, I also prepare my mind that this flight can be shifted or I can miss it. I don't miss one flight now when we had to go back to Uye to go and stay. So I understand all of those dynamics, Abuja to Lagos, right? So props to who it is due. Ibom Air will hardly delay you. If it happens once, your next 10 tickets, you will not have delay. Value jets, once in a while it happens, but they don't really delay you. But let me leave the other people to run their service. They would rather go to Arise TV and Channels Television to go and explain to people that flights are always delayed everywhere. Or Alan Oyema is the king of that. I don't know the logistics of running his flights, and I saw the United Air guy, well dressed, fantastic, wardrobe, but that day that people were fighting at the airport in Abuja, struggling. All of those things happen. Now, does it happen everywhere in the world? Toby was in the US the other day and he also missed his flight because of delay. That happens. But it is the frequency that makes it different. But this one did happen in Nigeria. It happened in Casablanca.
All right. So, guys, when now to the very interesting part. When they dropped us in Fez, and you will be saying now small plane. We say if you almost enter the entrance of the distance, nothing will happen. Abina, if you enter almost the gate of the hall of the airport, nothing will happen. But this guy decided to drop us. I think he just wanted us to have a feel of what we are here to, the shege we are here to face. This guy dropped us like 5 minutes walking distance from where the hall is.
But for that flight, for me. Nothing, I did not remember anything. The only thing I remember was it was Jamie that woke me up. I mean,
the flight wasn't really that memorable. Yes, it wasn't really memorable. Me too, we slept because they already delayed us.
I mean, it was tired. That was when I knew that it was running his engine for us to fly.
Before we started the show, I was going through my personal travel vlog that I was doing, and I remember that when we dropped from the first flight, we're still very casual. It was cold, but we're still like very casual. But you see, the moment you walk out 10 steps
and started on that walkway that leads to.
I literally saw the moment my soul was snatched in that video. I'm serious, guys. Like, I felt a point where I felt like my life is being snatched. Like, my teeth started shaking, and I just feel like, guys, I'm unable to speak again. Like, it's on the video. It's on the video. I saw it like it was on record, and I just started running. You guys remember? These guys remember that I ran? I ran.
That you forgot to take
pictures at that entrance, Abi. Ma, it's even Ima I'm pitying for. Not say I pity for him. Ima is actually even stronger. But Ima everybody was wearing jackets. Ima was wearing raincoats.
A raincoat kind of a jacket. It was really cool, to be honest. I think we were together. Yeah, we're together, and I think we're the last people behind. Yeah, to come down from the flight. I mean, I've never been to an environment this cold. You know, I know Jos is cold in Nigeria as well, but you know, this is 9 degrees we're talking about here.
Yes. 9-8 degrees.
9-8 degrees. It was really cold. As you know, you watch footballers talk on TV in the cold. You see.
Yeah,
when you were talking, I could see everything.
That tells you how cold it was. But I was able to, show some strength. Took some videos. You know, like I said, I love the structure, the entrance of the first airport, so I was able to take some videos and all that. But it was really cold, and I did my best. This one, no strong man. If you reach where your power don't end, find something.
For that thing you said earlier at the start, that when fear, something like fear.
When picking reach where fear did, you go no. I used to think I was strong.
So
I ran into the hole.
Immediately we entered, I was asking boss for face mask. He said, "She don't be the same flight."
Because I was confused. And when he was asking me for that face mask, I was like, "What did they do me? I'm just manning up." But I understand. Something.
And guys, they broke my bag, my precious fine bag, my luggage.
That happened with every flyer.
Bag where I just buy. I bought it like 2 days. 2 days before 2 days before we travel, and I just go bam. And well that one is
tip when you are traveling, try to avoid buying
plastic bag. I wanted to drip actually because I remember Afcon, the bags where I carry, trauma. Plus I will also be like moving a lot in this competition, so I just wanted something really, fine
when you're snapping or making videos.
Or make it fit my aesthetics, because me, I like.
Thankfully, we know fine luggage. We all.
I think that was even more important than.
Carry my bag.
Timothy is looking for his power bank. I think somebody.
I go see him. Now we go back.
Let's see, open your bag out of that. So before we go into CAF president Patrice Motsepe addressed journalists today in Rabat. Yep. And he mentioned a lot of things, and we're going to be going into that. But before we now go into that serious side of things, you guys, if you are here to subscribe, please subscribe to this channel. Please share with your friends as well. We're looking to achieve 100K at the end of this tournament. And I'm going to keep saying it because I believe it. I really believe it is very, very possible. I believe it is possible. And so, let's talk about, before we go into serious topics, I want to tell you guys about how cold the year was. We stayed in a restaurant, a little place in the airport for a while till morning, and we had to take some hot Arabian tea and hot coffee. Stayed there till morning, slept, and even till this morning when myself and Kalejai came outside to look for a car, my hands were still freezing to the extent that when I got into the apartment, I just went to bed straight. I just needed my body to reset itself. I couldn't do anything else.
That was the same way I felt. I remember being in the taxi, and I told the man not to. Of course, I knew he was not going to understand me, but sign language, I just touched the AC and I told him, please don't turn it on. And he understood, he smiled.
He knew. Guys, I think now you can understand why they smoke a lot in Arab countries.
I mean,
why they drink a lot of coffee.
We've been seeing it since we came in.
A lot of tea, a lot of smoking and all of that. So
that's what happened when I came out of the airport. First I went to go and take that Arab tea, tea. I make it very hot, pop in the sugar.
Guys, in our apartment right now, so for people, I tweeted something so that people don't think that there's over exaggeration. First is 8 degrees right now. We are coming from 27 degrees in Lagos, right? And then we came into 8 degrees, so you know that we have to adjust to that. To now put some context to that is that in London that people believe is the height of winter, they are in 6 degrees. So we're very close in terms of how cold we are.
Yeah.
We're colder than Texas right now. Texas is 13 degrees and all of that. So it's really cold. Guys, it's so cold that there's no surface you touch in this house that is not cold.
I mean,
You can't afford to walk barefoot.
Our table
can't
is
touch
cold.
can't
Our
afford
table
to
is
walk
cold.
barefoot.
normally laptops they hot. You know,
My bed inside feels like there's water on it.
exactly,
right?
your clothes
Feels like
in the
feels like there's
boxes
water. So
or even
there's
in
lots
the
of
hangers.
cold. Before we go into Patrice Motsepe, how does this affect the Super Eagles? Because I remember the game in Abidjan. I remember I tweeted in Abidjan when we went to
The
Boaké.
dust.
It was really dusty, and I think it affected our gameplay. How does this affect the Super Eagles with how cold it is right now?
I think
We have a
that
lot of UK boys.
majority of them are coming from Europe, cold weather, and then again, football is a game of conditioning. Yeah, let's not forget that part. The reason why we're cold the way I mean everybody's talking about it is that we're a lot more static. We're not using massaging equipment. We don't have physios here. In this room, if you have physio massaging you, I remember when we used Aboniki Balm, it helped. So just imagine that you have all of that being done for you. It would raise your body temperature. And game you run. Football is not a standing game. It's a game where you run a lot. So I think somewhere along the line they can cope because they play in weathers that are colder than this, especially those that are playing in the UK who play through Christmas, and they still stay well. And it's not just set for us. The opposition will face it. Cold no get gender. So if the opposition will face it, it now comes down to the intelligence of the game.
But I don't know. I'm not tackling your point of view, but I just wanted to say that because I saw when we got into the airport, I saw Moroccans, and then the way we were shaking, I saw them just. I mean, it was as if nothing was happening.
No,
Even
no,
this
that's a
morning.
mistake. They were wearing windbreakers.
Yeah, but
What see, no matter how cold the place is, if you protect your chest area, this whole rib cage, if it's protected, and probably your ear and your hands,
Yeah, but the guys I was speaking with this morning when I went to like when I went down to speak, I was trying to take a picture of them just because of the purpose of this article, but they said it's not like being in pictures because I saw how fit they were and me, I was just literally almost.
But your body adapts. So
Yeah,
your body
yeah.
adapts. When I first went to Russia for treatment, I was in the hospital with all that hang up. I was practically, I thought I had stroke. But 3 months down the line, I was okay. I went to Canada too. With that 11 months I was in
I
Canada.
feel like if that moment I landed in Fez, if I stood there longer, that would have happened to me.
You
And I
understand? So
saw my
your body gets used to it. The human body is a very crazy
No,
machine.
you can continue. Sorry
It
for continuing.
regenerates as you go. You adapt to the place. And see, before we leave Fez, you realize that the things that are making you cold now, maybe 10 days down the line, you walk with maybe just t-shirt and go out and come out.
I got the tip from someone as well.
We are asking about how the players would be, right? And I think most of our players that will probably start are coming from a place where they
Just
play
as
ball.
cold as
no,
this.
they play ball during the winter. The question is, has Osimhen ever played ball during the winter before?
Of course.
Played in Italy.
Played in Italy.
They gone.
Yeah, but let's say break is not that 2 weeks. So winter is not that 2 weeks.
Very cold.
Italy is cold in January, February.
No, the reason
First quarter of the year, Italy is freezing cold, and Osimhen played.
No,
it.
there is.
And then again, Osimhen is not even a good prototype. It's not a good example. That
Osimhen
guy
are
is
fight
a
down.
beast.
No.
Osimhen is a
The
machine.
reason why I'm asking is because the Unit boys have done it several times, so they are used to it, right? And our team is just 2 injuries away from being 0, which is Osimhen and Obafemi.
South Africa is also this cold. In the June, July window, they have South Africa have winter. So Wambali have experienced. I don't think
So
cold
if those two have experienced it and they pass the test, then we are fine.
Cold is
So,
That would be an issue for me.
Tosin said the Moroccan skins would have been used to the weather. Yes, definitely, to be honest. Because we saw a lot of them that were really casual. Even their cleaners, like those women, they were really very casual.
Yeah.
Talking about adapting, just like what Daffy said, the Super Eagles had their first training session today.
behind closed door.
Behind closed door. So any video you see is probably from just their entrance into the place, and there's probably a video also on the Super Eagles page about how they are training. So There's also going to be training tomorrow,
Yeah.
and you guys should expect a lot from us. There's also some surprise. We might also be getting to speak to some players tomorrow. You can drop questions in the comments about what you want
Don't
to hear
promise
from them.
what we can't deliver.
Yeah, no.
Super Eagles players.
Yeah.
See,
We would most likely.
let me look at the camera and say this. Expect a lot from us, but don't expect over the top for us to do with Super Eagles players, because with them, even if I have the chance to interview Super Eagles players, I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't want to interview any Super Eagles player because of how toxic things can be. What do I mean by that? Let me explain it so that he's beefing, he's hating. No, let's put these things to context. In Nigeria, when Super Eagles win, it's because the players are superstars, they are King Kong, they are terminators. When they lose, first set of people they blame are journalists. Me that spend my own money to come here, try to improve ecosystem.
Content creators.
They will tell me that I am the one that's distract them. Like I told you guys, I'm not gonna go Super Eagles camp. I'm not interested. I didn't come here. I didn't spend this money to go and get people giving me attitude, because in the mood that I am in, they are failure to qualify for the World Cup, looking for kidnapper's key to go through back door. I'm not even interested. So if you don't see us do all those exclusive interviews that you're used to, there are other people who have that access. I'm not even asking for it. I'm not in the WhatsApp group that they say people should create. If they put me, I will come out. Now, but we would cover Afcon. We'll cover Afcon, and we'll do our best to do these daily diaries as best as we can. And eventually it might be from 2 centers. So you'll be watching these diaries and another one will be going on, because we'll also move around. So you don't say, that's when I know interview Osimhen, and I know interview Wambali, and I know interview Skipo. Wilfred Ndidi over my dead body. Will I want to put my camera in front of him to ask him a question? Because he said, I don't speak to Nigerian journalists, they beg too much. And I never begged any footballer money before. So that general statement on me, this is me telling you guys how I feel. Because the guy who is spending this much money, now footballer won't go beg. What if footballer won't really give you? Because our footballers not get sense. Nobody also talk and say they not get sense. Because if you did Nigeria or anywhere in the world, the world used to say that they should not be talking like that. Try work money, may you carry 8 people travel like this. Give them proper accommodation, put them in the best place, and then you tell me whether if people they do the things we go keep that business so that you go there happy. So that's the reason why I say that. So don't promise them about Super. If we get, praise God. If you don't get, nobody should overtly look at it, because the same Nigerians that you're trying to get that exclusive for, if they go and play, they lose in the group game. Now me and you they go blame them. Say that we make them lose games. So let's let them know from day one. Say, Afcon can't cover, not be Super Eagles. If Super Eagles gets in between, the allowed spaces of interviews what we will use. If they say 10 minutes, 10 minutes get out of that space. If they say 2 minutes, 2 minutes get out of that space.
Someone dropped the super chat.
Oh, thank you very much for that.
Bobby.
That's Bobby.
Yeah, okay, Bobby. Yeah.
Bobby now, the recipient of that. Emmanuel is bringing your watch. Emmanuel says his place from your place is not far. So I've given your watch to Emmanuel. If you don't see your watch, hold Emmanuel responsible. You know, this watch, this type of watch. Your own they come. Thank you very much. These are the people who always
I'm not expecting the ordinary. I don't know what you mean by you're not expecting the ordinary, but we're not going to go into that.
Maybe they don't expect the ordinary.
So yeah, basically, so what we're talking about acclimatizing. So the Super Eagles have trained today, they will train tomorrow, they'll train on Monday ahead of the game. On Tuesday. Let's leave Super Eagles alone. Let's leave Super Eagles and Fairs alone, because me, I'm even cold. I'm too cold to be discussing a lot of the things that are going on. I also, before we go into Patrice Musebi, brought also cooked for us today. Some very hot rice. Somebody say power. Chef Edafi.
Yes.
Chef Edafi with some kind dried fish and rice. But it was really nice. I feel like the more you take hot things, the more you get to like calm out of that. So we just need to try our best to always take hot things. Now let's go into Patrice Musebi. So the president of CAF today announced a couple of things that would be happening in Africa. So if you have not seen that,
you don't get more haters.
Yeah.
but who cares?
Let's start with.
Does anybody really hate Musepe?
So
let's
start with the biggest one. So I think the biggest one is that from 2028, the African Cup of Nations will now be held every 4 years. Yeah. So it means we'll play the next one, 2027, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. Then 2028.
I want to feel like they'll go to Morocco again.
2028 because
it's
less than 3 years.
It's not easy for anybody to want to quickly.
But yeah, let's speak about 4 years. Timothy, what does that spell for us? Is it? Do you think it is the right? So there's been division of like opinions. Bros just said, nice one. We're going to come to him about why he said that, right? But people also feel like there's also been an influence of FIFA in this discussion, because I think 2 years ago, or months ago, I don't remember now, Infantino came out to say that because of the whole scheduling and releasing of players and the tournaments, they should make Afcon for 4 years. And at that moment, Motsepe rejected it and all of that, only to now come back now and try to like sell the idea to us and also enforce it. What's your take on why on this happening? Do you think it's the right move?
I do not have any issue with us playing every 4 years, even considering the fact that...
I think we're taking it from the wrong context. There were other competitions slotted into that
that's
space.
what I'm even going to...
We're going to come back to that.
I went to that. That's what I was going to say, considering the fact that he placed emphasis on playing, I think he called it, what did he call it? The Nations...
Nations.
Yeah, the Nations League, the African Nations League. And if you are going to be having that... that's the only issue I have with the African Nations League is playing it every year. Because if you're going to be playing it every year, I mean, logistics and all of those things, how do you want... If it's biennial, I would have thought that, okay, the Nations League should come every 2 years, just like the Afcon, which was 2 years. I'm talking about when it starts in 2028. If the Nations League come every 2 years and the Afcon itself comes every 4 years, I think it's really nice. But even with playing the Nations League every 1 year, I do not know how they're going to do it. But I think it's going to be easier. What I feel they will do is play in different zones. So UNAF, where we are right now, North Africa, they probably play their zone. CESAFA play their zone. WAFU A, WAFU B play your zone, and then probably get to play a playoff that brings maybe, it depends on how they want to do it. Maybe the top 2, top 4, whatever from each region will now come and play the last stages of the competition, which I feel is nice. But I know that people would have a different opinion about the fact that Afcon is being played 4 years, and like you did say, because okay, maybe FIFA has an influence and all that, but it may not be just a FIFA influence. And if you really want to look at it, I feel like playing the competition every 2 years, somehow, I don't know, it tilts towards two sides, because okay, for the likes of Nigeria or some of the countries that have won it in recent years, if the competition was played every 4 years, some of the countries, we may have not even won it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Let's take back from, I think 2002, if it was 4 years, the next one would have been 2006. If it was 4 years, the next one would have been 2010, and then 2014. So that's what I'm saying, we may have not won it. So some countries will be happy that, okay, they probably played in the period where it was 2 years, because, I mean, it's easy for you to regroup. Nigeria lost out in 2021, and then in 2023, the team that lost out in the semi-final, they were almost winning it in 2023 when they played it in 2024. No, in 2023. No, in 2021. Yeah, in 2021, the last round of 16, and in 2023, they got into the final. So it's always easy for teams to quickly go back and say, let's quickly go and do this. I mean, last year, Afcon was played, even though it was 2023, it was played in January, February. Some teams were shit. They are coming now. You could see them playing in the final or in the semi-final of the competition. As good as Morocco were in the World Cup before Afcon 2023, World Cup was played in 2022. I think Morocco lost out in the round of 16 of the last Afcon.
No, quarterfinal.
Morocco, I'm not sure Morocco got into the quarterfinal. Morocco did not get into the quarterfinal of the last Afcon. They lost out in the round of 16. I can't remember, but I know Morocco did not get into the quarterfinal of the last Afcon. So, but now here they are now hosting it, and they'll be probably, I mean, many have tipped them to go ahead and win it. So it's always been that case of we can quickly correct our mess if we fuck up in this one and then go into that next one and get to win it. But now,
Ademola Lookman and some of these guys to try to win the African Nations, the Nations Cup.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Now, Nigeria missing out of 2 World Cups, is it a good thing or a bad thing? That's where the answer lies. Because when immediately I saw that, I felt like, okay, we have these guys that missed out
On
from
2 World Cups.
2028 World Cup.
2018?
2022 World Cup.
Yeah.
and
Qatar.
they are going to be missing out on the 2026 World
No,
Cup.
they're still not getting through the back door.
Now, what am I thinking now?
It's not like a Yuzuba ride. Enter World Cup.
Osimhen was young then, had 4 years to it. Then, by the time he's going to the next World Cup, he's probably he's tiring in his career. He's probably getting older, right?
Yeah.
So the energy he will give while he was young might not be the same energy he will give at 2030 World Cup if we qualify. Do you understand?
If we qualify.
Yes, if we qualify. So
because we're not sure of qualifying.
Yes,
for the next
no.
World
that's
Cup.
what I have in my mind. And you're gonna go from the era of having like going to in your career if you spent 10 years in your playing career and you started making your like okay, look at Ahmed Musa and co. If we had qualified for every World Cup, on every Nations Cup, Ahmed Musa had taken part from 2013 when we won the Afcon. He'll have probably gone to 2013, 2015, 20, he'll have won like five Afcon. Now you might go, you see player from going to attending 6 Afcon, 5 Afcon to just one, just two.
Because 8 years is a lot in international football.
So what you now have is just okay. You now replace it with okay. I've been to Nations Cup semi-final 4 times. Based on how long your team is be able to qualify for those Nations Cup. That's what we replace it. But I feel like they're gonna miss out on that kind of stuff. And if you're a mini god in a area where you have it was
with this constant
need for innovation.
Wait, no. Are we still good?
He's trying to fix it. The internet is okay. We're back.
We're back. All right. So grouping of Wafubi, Kosafa, and all of these things that happen in Africa. I feel like sometimes it robs us of our best legs in some of these friends. In qualification, if we want to go for under 20, if we want to go for nations, if you want to go for Women's World Cup, all of those kind of things. Women's World Cup is except in Afcon year, right? If it's not Afcon year, you are playing Wafubi. If there are 3 strong teams in Wafu, it means only one can qualify. We've seen that it has deprived so many teams of going to the World Cup because if you are putting Nigeria against Ghana and Cameroon and all of those guys in West Africa, you are not taking our best legs, and then you are going to go and take somebody from East Africa that doesn't probably even have 5 professional players in their team. So if that is the way we are going, if that is the route we are going again with the Nations League, how does that benefit us? How does that do for competitiveness? If that is replacing the 2 years of Afcon. In Afcon, you stand a chance of facing anybody. I mean, that is the true test of power. But if every 2 years you are facing the same set of people in a Nations League, so now it means we already know who our opponents are going to be in the Nations League every 2 years. We're going to be facing Ghana, Cameroon, all of these guys that are very close to us in West Africa. That is not the way it is done in the copied Nations League that we're taking from Europe. In Europe, powerhouses are top, right? They have their first league, they have their second league, they have their third league.
And the Nations League counts in, it's just like, let me just say, a mini FIFA ranking. Because Sweden, they have no business playing at this playoff coming up, but their Nation League ranking helps them to get into that space.
So this grouping, this regional grouping of a team, what's your take on it? Because I feel like it still robs us of our best legs in some of these competitions.
I mean, this is a new tournament. It's the African Nations League, and Motsepe has come out to say that it's going to follow the same formats with the Nations League in Europe and the African Nations League. So if some of us love the Nations League, I think we should also, try and see what comes out of this, if it's going to follow the same format. And now it's going to involve the 54 members of the CAF countries as well. I think when he was talking, he said 16 from the east, in the west, and the other central southern as well. Then 6 from North Africa. So if you combine 16 into 3, that's about 40 something. Then plus 6 gives you the 54. So yeah, so I think it's going to be slightly different from the WAFU stuff that you mentioned. I think regions are not going to be that problematic. I think we're going to see our best legs in this one. My own is just the consistency. He has come out to say it's going to be happening every year. We've had the African Football League. We don't know what happened again. There was one Aimba competed in at some point. We've not seen that.
I think they're bringing it back.
So I think it's going to be cancelled.
Ever since that one, I don't know if it has been entirely cancelled or if it's
it's coming back. Mamadou guy even asked a question about it.
So we need it to stay consistent. If it's going to happen every year from 2029, what we hear. So let's do it for like 3-4 years on the running and see where it leads us to. Not something we do once and we tend not to go back to it. For me, if you ask me, I'm excited for the African Nations League because I want to see the best players in Africa compete. Just like we see in the Nations League and all that. So, and my fear is just, I know we have facilities across other African countries who can host these games and all that, but you want to see it cut across other countries as well.
You're scared for your country, just say it.
We are looking at all our own in Uyo. But now, the question is that what is Nations League about Lesotho and Zimbabwe?
No, can I chime in here? Yeah. And that comment is a bit disrespectful if you realize that your country could not beat Lesotho and Zimbabwe during the World Cup.
They don't have a stadium. It doesn't negate the fact that they don't have a stadium. And if I play Nations League, they don't have home stadiums.
Hold on. That's even the crux of the matter. Most times, since we announced that we're bringing 8 people to Afcon, have you noticed how it is a surprise to even the core top Nigerian sport journalists? Yeah. Like, I've heard the word, na man you be. Robbie of AFTV does that like every month, every other day, every other week. Put people on a plane to China. I don't know if you try them. Put people on a plane to US. Group of AFTV fans. You know why? In that region, the money he earns from YouTube can sustain it. And it's not a surprise that he's doing it. If my Goldberg of United Stand does the same thing, even if Expressions does the same thing, nobody will be surprised. But because a Nigerian is doing it, it's a pleasant surprise. The reason why I'm doing this analogy is that African football, we always desire to be like Europe. We always desire to grow. But when the things that will make the growth, the catalyst that will bring the growth comes, we begin to do analysis to paralysis. We begin to find fault in all of it. Every innovation is hated at first. There's no innovation that have come and everybody stood for it. When ATM was to be introduced in Nigeria, all the analysis, the best financial brains, the biggest minds were on NTA back in the day, saying things like, how can you... I've not been to Mushin when ATM came. You say, how do you put ATM in Obalende and Mushin? Overnight, people will tie chain on it and drag it away with the money in it. ATM have come to stay. Let's get past that. The early days of OP, even though we not put my money, we not trust that they don't have office. It has come to stay. When the Premier League, the conversation around the Premier League started in 1986, and it eventually crystallized in 1992. People forgot that in 1992, 24 teams played in the Premier League. People are like, some people think that the Premier League started with 20 teams. 24 teams started, and they gradually shaped to where they are now, and they are still correcting it. Most things in Africa, the reason why that regional thing came up, and there's no innovation, nothing that comes up that doesn't have its pros and cons, right? So most teams were already complaining because of the crunch of the hard economic reality that Africa we face here. It is easier to travel from Lagos to Ghana by road, even by flight. It's cheaper than to travel from Lagos to go and play one game against Zimbabwe for your under 17, and then when you come back, you play one home match, and then your next away game, you're going to Cairo, Alexandria, or Cairo to play against Egypt to eliminate each other. Why you think it gives you your best leg to represent you on the global stage? It robs you of the money to develop. Because in Nigeria, the officials are swallowing the money and using PwC to rub our face that we have audited accounts and don't cry more than the bereaved, does not mean that it is the same for every country. So again, CAF also feels like if we keep playing these tournaments, let's not forget that this Morocco that we are loving now, Morocco after 1988, look at the distance from 1988. Some people here were not born. I'm sure me and Kalajaya are the only people that were born in 88 when Nigeria lost in the finals to Cameroon. till now, Morocco have not really been a major force in football. Then, like 4, 5, 6 years ago, they started investing that started like 10, 15 years ago. And now look at them in football on the 17, this one. So football must develop, but we must also make economic sense. And I quite agree that, what's that? In February 2020, when Infantino said that playing the Nations Cup every 2 years is rubbish, Mosepis fought against it. That no, leave it, we must be the way we are. Every leader should be able to do that. But every leader also should have a voice of reasoning. And say, okay, my people, we're gonna come. Even God said it in the Bible, in the book of Chronicles. He said, come now, let us reason together. Because he cannot go, every time he's angry, use thunder. You know, the Bible God is a very dramatic God. Today he's angry, use flood. Tomorrow he's Sodom and Gomorrah. Tomorrow he's like, okay, come now, let us reason together. This sin where they even make me the best, let's find an understanding to clean it up, right? There are growth process. And I'm not going to sit here and attack Mosepe and the rest, because now, the guy who fought against turning into 4 years is the one that I've said it. But understand that in places like CAF, it is all the 54 FA president that will sit in Congress. They had Congress recently, and then they would deliberate, then they will come back and vote. All of this process have been done, and they've collectively agreed. Maybe there is 1 or 2 voices that does not agree to it, but majority wins. Let's also remember that Infantino pumped in a lot. Okay, his arrival, like Joe Avalanche in 1974, if I'm not mistaken, at FIFA, I pumped in a lot of money. I don't think that 10 years ago, if you tell me that, not even 10 years, let's say when I started this journey into Elegota TV 2017, you tell me that I'll be able to carry 2 people to travel by flight to Morocco to come and cover. What did I do? Where I do live stream, only 2 people they watch, and the 2 people are maybe in my office, Kalejaya and Precious. Or when we go and shoot grassroots Lagos State FA Cup and only 7 views, you know. So it wasn't possible, but we believed. And I know people who were mocking us then, who are now creating the same content, who are jumping around. Some are even reaching out to say, carry on. So it's not always going to look nice for the start of it. There is a good reason for it, good intention for it. If we're able to achieve that, and we get more stadiums like the EPL. When the game was going around to start the EPL, people were against it. When they say they want seated seats in the stadium for TV to come in, people say no. Because they were used to stadium where they stand. Even though 96 people died in the Hillsborough disaster, they were still used to people standing, crowding like sardine. But then, stadiums are now tourist attraction. Stadiums were not tourist attraction in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But stadiums are not tourist attraction, especially in England. You see somebody try to say, I went to the Emirates, not on match day. I went to the Emirates. I went to the trophy room. Oh, yeah, that's not Emirates get trophy room. So
Stadium tours, no.
Stadium,
no,
people do stadium tours and all of those things. So with time, we will get there. Don't also forget that what it costs to prosecute a game. Because I like real talk. I don't know all these dramatic, no. What it costs to prosecute a game, a national team game 10 years ago, you can't use that money anymore. It is what you used to do an entire qualifying series for USA 94 that you used to prosecute one single game now. But what is not improving is the African economy in some regions. When Goodluck Jonathan was there, and I said this many years ago, people thought that what I was saying. I interviewed Gusso recently and he said the same thing. When Goodluck Jonathan was there, you saw money that was made available to Megari every month to run the NFF, like administrative work. And then Amaju came, and then Gusso came, and that money is not there again. What do you need to do? You will go and say, look, we can't travel. Would you rather Eritrea situation become a regular thing where you put in a fixture, match day you not show up, walk over? Is that what you want? So that's why they broke it into the region. Again, the 4 years for the Nations Cup was also looking at, you know what, the players are also complaining. Don't forget about this thing that these players, their powers are now bigger. Now, isn't not Steve Keshi that was banned from playing national team? Isn't not Steve Keshi having issues with club in the league? They banned him from playing national team, and then he went to is it Cote d'Ivoire or somewhere, and then he went to Europe, Anderlecht, and that opened the door. You can't do that now. Do you know how many times the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the Green Eagles, the word disband was commonly used? You can't try it now. Because times have changed. So you have to move with the times. And because of that, when I was working, let me give you a good example. When I was working in Brela, in my 13 years of working with Brela, 8 years of not being a member of staff or freelance, and then the 5 years plus of signing a contract. Even though I close 11 a.m., I could not say I go get any media gig around maybe 1 o'clock to 5, or go even be a guest person in any other station. Everybody here have like 4 different gigs that they do. I don't know if you get my point. Work for Ikorodu City. Times have changed. We must. Why am I not running this show? Like after I run my money, I made to spend money. If you sign a contract to do bed gliders, I cannot see you in another place. Times have changed, and we must learn to evolve with that time. That's what's happening with African football. Is this going to be the end of the rolling ball? I don't think so. Would it bring some innovation? Yes. The same way people grumble that why is Morocco hosting everything? We're going to come back in March again for the Afcon. Why is South Africa? South Africa intended to host it. Even now we're here because of what we're facing with internet here. We're already telling ourselves that Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania go hard because of what we saw with Chan. Because my business is internet based. If internet is not in your country, I might think twice. Spend the next Nations Cup for us is already, the budget is already 150 million. Think about it. We went to Ghana last year, 15 million naira. We came to this Morocco, July, 25 million. Yeah, 80 million. Next 2 years from now, it's 150 million. Are we going to get 1 million subscribers? Are we going to get over 1 billion views to generate that money? But we'll find a way to make it happen. So, all of those thinking the way they think in boardroom, it's not the same way they think in reception. I learned that pretty fast some early days of my life. Somebody said, the way the executive think, it's not the way the people in the reception think. So, when they take decision at the boardroom, the reason why it is alien to the people at the reception, at the janitors level, is that they've never had the atmosphere and the condition to think like that. Even if they explain it 1,000,000 times to you, you still will not get it. When somebody tweeted that Morocco will be cold, be honest. Oh, you also saw the tweet?
Yeah,
did you take it serious?
It, yeah.
If you took it serious, you would have bought the things that would. But when the cold hits you, did you take it serious or not? So that's the reality of life. I am always up for innovation. What's the worst that can happen? People bet with me that this online thing will not work, not because I am not hardworking, not because we're not good. We were told by senior journalists in Nigeria that this thing can never work. And we said, why? Say, this Nigeria where internet no the day. Unless you want to jackpot abroad, good one. If you go ever work, we're here. We're here. We sit here, somebody is in the UK, just give us £5, like, thank you. Times, you plan and wait for the storm sometimes. Sometimes you see the storm coming and you run like a bull towards it and get into the eye of the storm. If we stay doing the same thing and expecting changes, it's not going to happen. That's madness, isn't it? So I think I'm willing to face this with an open mind. People said the new Champions League format was not good. First two match days. When Paris Saint-Germain won it, it's the sweetest thing that has ever happened. You understand? Arsenal got to the semi-finals. Now we're come to stay with it.
Yeah, before you round off, let's talk about the perspective from the media side. Is this something that pays the media, the media person? Is this something that pays you?
I don't think Africa have ever considered media in anything that we do in our football. We've never really, and it's not just the leadership. Let me reiterate what I said earlier on. The Super Eagles are playing a game. When they are winning, it's because the players are fantastic. The very minute they lose, nobody agrees that the players are useless, are stupid. Journalists are the problem. And these same people, when the Super Eagles, when the team is playing and we don't get to stream it, they blame journalists again. Recently, I saw one guy tag me.
What do you want?
No, I saw somebody tag me on a tweet that they are discussing the DR Congo, that they no good journalists in Nigeria. In other places, we will be discussing the possibility of Nigeria qualifying for the World Cup. And I said, but these are the same journalists you blame. And you know, when you see maybe content creators like if a cat at them inside Super Eagles players' room, you group all of us into it and make us look like the scapegoats. But then when the result is good, it's because they're fine, the players know what they're doing. So nobody's ever considered journalists. If you look at even Musepe's press conference and the way this thing is done, when you were filling your yalla, what did they put? Supporter. Did they put media there? How can you have over 3 million journalists that are covering your tournament? You didn't put special caveat for them. Like once you click media, all the other the dropout will be accreditation, your ID, the media you work with. That's what I would do as a media person. They didn't consider us. They've upgraded and updated that Yala app 6 times since they put it out. They still not consider media. This last Afcon and this Afcon is one of a few Afcon where there is even shuttle buses for media, right? So I don't come here thinking, you will see when you go to the camp, you will see how they will treat you like you are pests. They will put a chaperone with the team. Hey, go. When that 15 minutes that they give gets there, the way they would chase you, you would think that you are being declared wanted by the Interpol. So I don't think anybody really consider media, especially sports media. At least in the political space, media is respected. One day, when I did the NFF interview, somebody said, why are you not doing like Rufai in Arise News? Why you know? I said, listen, if we do that, we'll not go feel work again. Not me. The other guys that are working with me and even the other people will not go feel work. You will see on Arise News, they've interviewed Umai like how many times? In my own thinking, I'm thinking if it's in the press, if it's in sports space, Umai, if I don't toss, I'm not going to ever appear for Arise News again and nothing will happen. But guess what? It will still keep going there, getting insulted and dragged, right? That space is different. In the sports space, go back to history. Big sporting event will be happening. The story of sports will be at the back page. So you buy a newspaper. Think about it too. Just situate your mind in how sports have been programmed for us over the years. You read the breaking news of what government is doing politics. You go to, let's use Vanguard. You go to the other news, local state stories, and then you go to that place where they advertise jobs. And then you go to the puzzle page on the inside. And then you go to the commercials. And then you go to the tribute where they do obituary. You never still read sports. If you're reading that as a book or as a report.
Sports always at the last page.
The last page.
So they're now attached it to where the change of names are.
So you see how sports in this part of the world, nobody's ever thought that, wait a minute, as a newspaper, if the Afcon is going on, or this week that we're going to play World Cup qualifiers, let's put sports front page. Let's make it second page. We are an afterthought. Okay, look at the method of appointing ministers. When you appoint ministers for health, you look for health person. Communication, you look for communication person. Even if Lai Mohammed can lie and the devil will shed blood of Jesus, but you look for communication person, it gets it interesting. When they want to appoint people,
farmers.
They gave us a hunter, someone along. They gave us John. And then what's that guy name? The guy that handed over. And no, that guy does not know Jack. We spoke. And from our conversation, we're talking about the Nike deal, and the pros and cons of the deal. And I had a direct conversation with. I have my contact to Nike. I also have my contact with Adidas, and I told him, guy, I can get Adidas to put in XYZ to give us this money. This is what is available. This is a contract. The guy does not know jack about it. Because the only way you can terminate this Nike contract... It's Sunday Diary. Let's not talk about Sunday Diary now. Let's not even go there. The only way you can terminate it is if the government insists that, okay, we need to change this contract. That's the kind of contract we signed. And we've been renewing since. The only government will terminate them, right? But all of those kind of people are the people that they give us. So when it comes to sports, whether at CAF level... They give you apply for accreditation, they tell you things like, it's not on first come first basis. Why are you telling me that? Take the accreditation and process it. Don't tell me whether it's on first come. Am I on your back end to know that? You don't do that with people. People get accreditation for entertainment events. The Headies, the Grammys are going on, and they apply, they get accreditation. You give us accreditation maybe a week to the tournament. If I need to go chase a sponsor, I can't anymore. Because the sponsor is asking you, do you have accreditation? This money, this proposal you're sending, do you have accreditation? Do you have a pass to get access there? No. Now, you come to the tournament. They don't tell you that as a journalist, you can get like exclusives. They just make you bump yourself together and look like
chase content.
Chase content. Chase whatever. Anything you can get. It's a Squid Game. Why are you playing? We're playing Squid Game now. Isn't that, when somebody asked me why the many people you're carrying, I said, look, because we're playing the game of probability. You don't even know the content that would be viral. So don't carry one camera, one mic, and one reporter to be in one place, because you just might miss the viral. Your viral content might be Marrakesh while you're here in Fez looking for super eagles. So just put multiple traps, set your nets everywhere, cast your breads upon living waters, and you that go to church, pastor, you can continue. No, gangster pastor, so that's the situation. As far as I'm concerned, I follow these things with open minds, and as a journalist, I already know from the get-go that we're not going to be treated well. But this is also what I've discussed with Emmanuel team and a few people who listen to me when I share ideas. The conversation always changes when you're spending money. That's what I've noticed. When you're spending money, the conversation changes.
It's degrees.
And today, when you look at it, I think that Africa's sports journalism have not had superstars. It's also a big problem. Look at the whole of Africa, and this is not me shitting on anybody. Look at the whole of Africa. Let's separate the ex-players from the core journalists. Kate Abdul is a sport journalist. She's not an ex-player, she's a sport journalist. Do you know anybody in the 54 countries of Africa? Yeah, I'm not talking of Africans in Europe, who can stand shoulder to shoulder with Kate Abdul? Pedro Pinto, not an ex-footballer, was a journalist, CNN, sports presenter. Do you know any sports presenter in Africa that can stand shoulder to shoulder with Pedro Pinto? Now, until we have superstar sports journalists, sports content creators who are that we'll be doing things here, and if Speed says he's coming now, CAF will make a special arrangement. They did it at the World Cup now. A special arrangement, a special team will be put on Speed to come in and get access, where me and you, who are journalists, who will talk about the tournament, Speed will be paid to come and do what he's doing. And when he's gone, he will not talk about it again. The only time he mentioned it will be in passing. Have you seen Speed talk anything about the FIFA Club World Cup again? In any of his posts or anything that he's doing? But he talks about when he went to take breakfast with Ronaldo, when he went to do lunch with Mr. Beast and the rest, like it's on a regular thing. What's my point there? In African sports and African football in general, we've not elevated the role of the media. We've not elevated them and agreed that we are partners in progress. They always see us as parasites. The other side is seeing us as parasite. What do? You change, you evolve. You cannot be paramecium and amoeba and be angry that they call you a parasite. You're going to be a parasite. You have to evolve to become a lion, somebody that can sit on the table and have a conversation. Somebody that comes to the table and say, listen, we're demanding for this, we're demanding for this. And how do you do it? You start playing in your little leagues. You start in Nigeria. I look forward to the day as a sports content creator when I get maybe 2 or 3 million subscribers and my views are doing well. I can walk to the league and say, I want to do match of the day, like BBC is doing, right? Was doing back in the day. And you are giving me only one game. I don't want to do the whole 380 game. Give me only one game every match day. I will produce it and I'll stream it on YouTube, but I don't want it for free. I have $100,000, $200,000. I'm paying, so I can control what I need in every stadium that I want to use. I can plan. The whole shoot will be different because I'm shooting for a YouTube audience with a different kind of camera lenses and the rest. So those who are asking me, I know people said I'm bringing 8 people to Morocco. I don't know what kind of show of that to do show for cruise. I don't know what that means. The money will buy me 2 cars, and I still have money invested. If I put it in Loan IQ or Fair Money, I will be very sure of between 21 to 25% annual yield, right? So we need to get there. Once we get there, Nicolo is the guy who is now hosting the CAF award. If Timothy or Emmanuel or you're the ones that are called to present an award, and you're seen in this wider screen, I think it will be fine. I saw my friend, the guy who my contract in Brilla gave him a job. His name is Bernard Badamosu. But everybody knew him as Koboko Master. When he shifted he was working in a carpentry workshop, moved from that to Brilla, and then when he left, I shifted lane to what his calling really is, comedy. And my last trip to Abuja, it was on a billboard. Monday Night Football is one of the biggest shows in Nigeria on Super Sports. Have you seen those 3 presenters, Shaz and Azubu, Uncle Shego Agbede, and 1997 African Footballer of the Year, one great footballer, Victor Nosakari Ikweba. Have you seen them on any billboard? Monday Night Football. This is something that Super Sports can pay for, right? But you've seen Big Brother Nigeria on billboard. You've seen all those other shows that they do in Sindigo on billboard. Have you seen Monday Night Football on billboard? That the selling, the marketing, of the branding of the stars is not even that big. It's not that big. This is a subliminal way of telling people that we are not important. But you don't know, you don't see it. We have to start marketing. Somebody tell me, on the overdo. I posted it, innocuously just posted the picture initially. Now I'm doing it deliberately. And my watch is showing, and one guy say, not be to wear fine wash, look on our number, look on our YouTube number, go. People are always looking for something to insult you with, to drag you down. Just like somebody say, hey, you are talking too much about yourself. Podcast is about talking about yourself, using your shared experience to sell the story. But they still want me to come in. This is the news. These are the headlines. The headlines are... What is wrong with you? You understand? So, we must be bigger brand. And then they come with this word that they always use. Pride goes before a fall. See, Nigerians don't want you to grow. Once you're on that project, do you know that people still tell me that go and beg your former boss and go and get employed for 180,000 naira job when I'm spending 80 million like this? You know where the money, you know, they see where the money, the difference between the money. Do you understand? But that's how people are. And now it's not just a Nigerian thing, it's an African thing. Look now, when they plan the World Cup, you'll be hearing, let's fix stadium. Let's give 5-star hotel. Have you ever heard a conversation around, let's upgrade the internet facility? Because 90, if not 100% of the news will run through the internet highways. When we're in Ghana and internet undersea cable cut, did they officially apologize to us? Did you hear the organizer tell us that, oh, journalists will know this would affect your work, we're sorry, even though they are not responsible for it? Did they? Nobody think about us. So what we need to do is change your name. Do a Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali did not wait till he won the world champion before he called himself the greatest. You've got to call yourself the greatest. People like Isaiah Thomas will tell you that Michael Jordan is a freak who was held by PRO and the rest. I hold my hand up, I support him in certain ways, but I see jealousy in that as well. But what I'll tell you is that Michael Jordan also put in the work. So I think that if we, the media, put in the work, that's why I always say that I don't want to go to any footballer from a beggarly position or any administrator. I want to interview you, I write to you officially the way we do. When you want to do interview with the Westerners, is it not in email? I write to you through the channel that you can get. If you say yes, we do it. If you say no too, I don't have to be angry with you or start speaking rubbish about you. Also, if you give me an interview, and we've had most of that, like if you give me an interview, we also have to be able to tell them that, look, Oga, the day you go do rubbish to, I'll criticize you. This interview is not a favor. It's a mutually beneficial project that we've done. I interview you, you have an opportunity to tell your story. It helps my channel to grow, but it also helps shape narrative and perspective about you, right? So it does not mean that because you granted me this interview, tomorrow, if there is an incident where you rape somebody because of interview, I was like, no, I don't talk. I don't want to make you not give me interview tomorrow. I'm not going to do that. So you should always explain those relationships to all of these people. Eventually, when we're big, and I told somebody that one day this crew will fly in private jet, not before show off. It's because the recognition they're not giving us, we have to give it to ourselves. We have to. This is a sacrifice. The cold that you guys faced, since yesterday to this morning, it's pain on your body. It's a sacrifice you're making to put stories out there, to put these things to go. And then if tomorrow you not do it, and somebody now say, oh, Super Eagles don't lose match, now you're the responsible. You look at the person like it's foolish. But then we also must also carry ourselves in a way that people will respect us as well.
Thank you very much. Can I read comments and...
Yeah. We're going to wrap up now. Because I promised an hour and we're way over now. So we're going to end. Sports is always at the back page and that gives the opinion that is an afterthought. Yep. Mentioned that. Thank God for joining message. Thank you, Gochuku. And Bobby said, what's the temperature over there right now? The guy on white seems pretty cold. Wow, correct.